the division that they've sown among Black Americans, especially between the Black American male and the Black American female. That political party has demobilized us. None of you can argue any differently. I challenge any one of you to try to challenge me on that point, and we can verbally spar. Those policies have created division. And understand, y'all, from a war standpoint, from a tactical standpoint, when you have a rift between the men and the women, we can't. It does demobilize us. It fractures us. We can't combat all these other groups. We're dealing with people that don't want to play fair because they know what it is when they have to go into a fair fight against Black Americans. Check our track record. When you deal with us on an even playing field, more often than not, people can't compete with us. But what we need to do is we need to work on the things that are self-inflicting damages. A lot of this stuff is self-inflicted. So one thing I'll say, Red, I paid attention to you after the election, right? I was wondering, like, okay, is he going to stop, or is he going to continue to, produce the same kind of content and push the same message? And I'm glad that you continue, because those numbers that we saw as far as the percentage of Black Americans that supported the Democratic Party, it was startling. You know what I mean? It's disturbing. It shows you that we still have work to do. So yeah, the Republican Party is not the end all to be all, but birthright citizenship is something that has really done a lot of damage to Black Americans, and him declaring to end that is a good thing. Mass deportation is a good thing. So that doesn't mean that next term we'll go Republican. You know what I mean? More than likely, a lot more of us will, but there may be some third party options. With the millennial generation, I do think that we're going to start to see other parties emerge because people are tired of the system altogether. I do agree with you, brothers, that say that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are just two different wings on the same bird. You're right. They're two different brands of white supremacy, but we've lived among white supremacy for a while, and white supremacy is not on the incline; it's on the decline. You know what I mean? We got to acknowledge that, but we still have a lot of work to do. So, what I see, my projection is this, y'all, and I'm gonna give it to someone else. There are baby boomers that are going to die over the next 4 years, because understand, they're older now. I don't look forward to that, but a lot of the people who support the Democratic Party, it's the old heads, it's the old folks, from that civil rights era. So, and there's also something happening among foundational Black American men, especially millennials and Gen Z. They're becoming more conservative. Even if they have a hip hop look or urban look, they're becoming more conservative. And that's actually a good thing. Black American culture, whether you guys want to admit it or not, it is rooted in Christianity, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm encouraging you guys to be Christians or not be Christians. What I'm saying is, if you look at Martin Luther King, I don't want to say the church, but God has always been a big part of our moral compass, right? I know some of y'all don't like to speak from a spiritual level, but I'm gonna touch on that. Like, so what these democratic policies have done is, I noticed that you have a lot of different Black people with that have embraced a lot of alternative lifestyles. You know what I mean? A lot of unconventional things. And those things have fractured us, So I do think that we need to shift and become more conservative. Conservatism is about the nuclear family, right? We got to get back to being normal and regular. If you live differently, okay, cool, fine. But don't encroach on the things that are normal, right? Don't encroach on the nuclear family. Anyone who thinks that they're going to encroach on the Black nuclear family, and Black men in particular, are going to just sit back and not allow that to happen, you're dead wrong. You know what I mean? And I'm a bachelor myself, right? But even the brothers who live that kind of lifestyle still don't want that to be encroached on. I still have love and respect when I see a brother with his family and his wife. I respect that. You know what I mean? I salute that. So We don't need a Michelle Obama on stage telling black women to rebel against their husbands. You know what I mean? Rebel against your husband's advisement. We don't need Barack Obama wagging his finger at us in front of the world, making black men out to be sexual deviants one day. And then he goes to Detroit and he's glorifying a white boy. A white boy that raps about sexual deviancy, a white boy that raps about killing his mother and putting Dr. Dre in his basement. Now check this out. I don't have anything against Eminem. You know what I mean? Right now, he just catching some stray bullets. You know what I mean? But it just shows you how contradictory the Democratic Party is. You shame black men on one hand, and then you turn around and you glorify Eminem. You know, they at this point, the truth is being revealed. They are contradictory. They talk about, you know, believe all women, believe all women. Women will be the first to tell you, hell no. Even if they go along with the agenda, a woman will be the first to say, hell no, don't believe all women. You don't believe, I wouldn't even go along with believe all men. You know what I mean? Because people will be people. You have good women, you have bad women, you have good men, you have bad men. And what we're trying to do over here in this space is we're trying to connect good people with good people. You know what I mean? We understand that every demographic of people, every culture, you have your good and your bad. Like I say it all the time, y'all, we no longer trying to reform Negroes. We are trying to educate Negroes and you know, they can make their own decisions with the information that we provide you here on this platform, right? We provide you with the information, you take the information, and hopefully you'll make the right decision when you get once you consume that information. But we're not trying to reform you. We're trying to create spaces where we can get like-minded Black Americans together. And at some point, we'll start to meet up at ground level and strategize and think about different things we can do to benefit our people. You know what I mean? But I just want to say this because Big E cooked on the topic. You know, he pretty much took a lot of the words out of my mouth. We, at this point, we know what it is with the Democrats, and we know that we can scratch that off our list, right? And like, we're not saying that the Republican Party is the end all to be all, or it's the long-term solution, but we know for a fact that the process of elimination works. We can scratch the Democrats off our list. That's no longer a thing, y'all. You understand? That's no longer a thing.
Well, let me bring up C-Mac. Let me let C-Mac, because after C-Mac give his round, we're gonna have to close it down around the 2-hour mark because I got some things to take care of. But C-Mac, go ahead. Then I'm gonna let everybody go one by one. But you got it, C-Mac.
Yeah, appreciate that, Ray. Appreciate that, Ray. Salute to you. Salute to Big E.
Salute,
Trav, what it do? Trav the truth. Y'all be really cooking. Y'all be really cooking. Speaking that truth. But already. But yeah, man. I mean, as far as this, you know, the politics. You know, we just don't play the game of politics correctly. You know, as we all know, we've been voting as a community. We've been voting Democrat for over 60 years. And what have we asked for anything from this Democratic Party? Like any other ethnicity or group that will vote for a party, and that percentage is automatically asking that party for something at the table. And it's like, you know, we've been doing, and then that makes me even go to where with the Republicans. You know, we just like the guy earlier was saying, you know, I don't know about these Republicans. To be honest, what makes you think that way? When have we, if we voted Democratic for over 60 years, that means that we have never voted for the Republican Party in a high percentage. So why should we even look for them to even give us anything if we're not voting for them? How do you know what they're going to do for you if you're not voting for them, if you're not asking for anything for them? And that's what I'm saying. We got to play the game of politics correctly. We have to if we have to ask something for our vote. If we're even moving towards the Republican Party, and as far as voting for them based on their politics, we need to ask them for something while we're voting for them. We can't just give away our vote for nothing and get nothing in return and think of nothing, not looking for nothing. You know, you're going to be always in a losing battle. And another thing is too is this: if we look at too, all those black people, the black women and black men that raised all that money for Kamala for her campaign. Again, that's a tool right there that we just threw away. You know, like majority. If you look at all these legislation, all this stuff that's going on right now in our country, the only reason these things are going on is because they have financial backing. Believe me, the migrants are coming over here because they finally got some of their people into offices, and they're being paid off, and they're being paid. Even our own people are getting paid to move an agenda. You know, if you look at even the LGBT, if you look at the campaign, Obama's campaign, they supported Obama's campaign financially. That's why after he got in and he wasn't moving on any of their legislation, they were being at the speeches and was calling them out. And the reason he finally had to move on it because he knew that if he didn't, he was not going to get the same financial backing on the second campaign. And that's what I'm saying. Like this, what if we use that money that was all raised for Kamala? If we use that money to push a legislation that will benefit the black community, what if we use that money to push an agenda? I guarantee you it will come into fruition. But we never do that. We just throw the money away, throw the money to a campaign or behind a candidate, and don't ask for nothing. And that's why, like y'all say, we are stupid. Stupid.
Hey, C-Mac, let me just add to that. Can we be more specific? Harris
I got a question
told you.
Real quick. I just want to ask the brother a question. Do you feel like we're long overdue for a hate crime bill? I do, but I think that we could really make a case for that. You know, we can make an irrefutable case for a hate crime bill. I just want to see.
They have been made, Trav. They've been made. I mean, how many? But do you know how long we've been trying to get a hate crime bill? We've been literally trying. But see, here go the thing, bro. What I'm saying is, you raise all that money and you put it behind the candidate. The candidate look if you gonna push that, give that money to a candidate that looked you in the face and said, "I'm not going to specifically do nothing for the black community," no, and you throw the money behind them anyway, and you expect your agenda to get pushed. That is absolutely insane.
Hey, listen, this is the thing, y'all. This is the thing. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna say this. We should have we just based on the history of Jim Crow, chattel slavery, red line, and everything else, we should have got a hate crime bill. But when the George Floyd situation happened, you see how that took the whole world by storm. That was our time. But I'm gonna tell you, what really rubbed me the wrong way, what really pissed me off was the Buffalo situation. And this goes back to the contradiction of the Democratic Party. They say protect black women. There were black women that got shot up in that grocery store in Buffalo. And there was no reason for them to not pass that hate crime bill at that time. You know what I mean? There was no reason. And the Democrats like to talk about our struggle as well. And never, I mean, they really, it's a very degrading thing when you think about it. They use our struggle and then they shift into what they're going to do for illegal migrants. And they shift into what they're going to do for the LGBT community. And those people get tangibles. The Jews, they get tangibles. But they draw a hard line when it comes time to pass legislation that is specifically for foundational black Americans. And no group has suffered the atrocities that we have. I challenge any one of you, anybody. No one has suffered the atrocities that we have in this country. And we're long overdue for that bill. But the reason why they hold off on that bill, y'all, is because, and this is something that I want to talk about more, self-defense. People do not want foundational black Americans to have any leverage in regards to self-defense. I want y'all to start thinking like warriors. You know what I mean? I'm tired of these crying ass niggas, Van Jones crying, looking like a goddamn linebacker, crying. You know what I mean? I'm tired of them rejecting strong, masculine brothers to stand on business. And they take these moist niggas and they use them as our representation. And they are not our representation. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but and that's true. But another reason that they're not going to ever do it is because if they actually give us a win, then that's something that they can't campaign on no more. You know what I mean? Like if you have if you even have a person or a community as a dependent, the last thing you want to do is give them some sort of sign or give them any part of the independency, because then it's just like even in our cities, they can solve these crimes. They can drop. They can uh bring down drugs if they wanted to. They can get rid of these liquor stores if they wanted to. They could put in food deserts. They can stop these food deserts if they wanted to, but they're not going to. And the reason that it is they're not going to, because that keeps us voting for them, because they can always continue to vote come on re-election, saying, giving us that hope speech, giving us that, yeah, I feel your pain and stuff, and we're going to do something, and we collab. And then and another evidence of that is just like what you're saying. They'll sit there and talk about our struggle. That's what gets us on the hook right there. It grabs us on the hook. And while with everybody else, they'll tell them what they're going to do for them, you know, and we're going to go just on, or we're going to go and back them just off the top, just because they're talking about our struggle. Again, not asking for nothing. You know what I mean? And that's our problem.
See, here go the thing though. We ask, right? But the thing is, we keep getting behind the people who are already telling you and showing you they're not going to do nothing. And then real quick on something Trav said earlier, if you call yourself a Christian, you are really a pagan masquerading as a Christian, because Christianity is nothing but mass paganism. Because if you were truly a Christian, you wouldn't be celebrating a lot of the things that you're celebrating right now.
You wouldn't be supporting the Democratic Party. That's what I'm saying. I'm not, you know, I understand the whole thing with Christianity, but my biggest thing is these people are contradictory, Big E, because if we really were, you hear it all the time in Black America, you know, that we're tied in with the Baptist church, and you know that's a part of our culture, even if you don't.
Yeah, it is, but that's the problem. But that's the problem. Like people,
what I'm saying is, I'm trying to highlight the contradiction. We claim to be that. A lot of people from our community claim to be that, and we are ride or die for this party that directly goes against that. The party, everything that they push and promote directly goes against that, and we overwhelmingly support that party. So I just wanted to highlight the contradiction. That's all, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a contradiction. Because it's just like I said, you cannot claim to be a Christian and support a lot of the things that you support. But you see, they flip-flop. See, you could flip-flop when you a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like when you said you went like, okay, let's put it like this. Let's say if it's somebody who lived their whole life, right? Trying to live right, you know what I'm saying? Never did nothing wrong, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, he get passage in. Now, this, of course, we just assuming, but let's say assuming he get passage through the pearly gates, right? Meantime, you got a pedophile. This nigga ain't been doing nothing but screwing over kids, doing the worst of the worst. Then when he on his deathbed, all he got to do is say, Father, forgive me, and then he get a seat at the table next to you in heaven. Nah, hell nah, champ. I'm not going for that. I'm not buying that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to atone for everything you've done. So paganism, that's what they do.
They were,
you see what I'm saying?
That people that founded this country, they weren't, they claimed Christianity as a religion, but they weren't even true to the religion that they claimed, because we know what they did to us. They were not true to that religion. You know what I'm saying? They weren't.
Yeah. Bro, so that's what I'm saying, bro. So that's why people could flip-flop. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can't tell me you a Christian and you approve of what D. Wade done did to his son. I'm not buying that. You cannot claim to be a Christian and you support unaliving of fetuses. That goes against everything that it allegedly is supposed to stand for.
I mean, Big E, look at the damage these people are doing. I'm talking about you said that's a piece of it, but like look at all of these lives lost due to their policies. Like, I swear to God, the blood is on their hands, man. Like, these things are totally unpreventable. That little girl would have grown up and grown into a grown woman. And like I said, you never know what she would have did to impact the world and make a change. But thanks to Joe Biden's policies, this white man that our people celebrate so much, this descendant of slave owners, that is a fact. You know what I mean? Don't forget that, y'all. He is a descendant of slave owners. And you got people that argue the point that he's not racist. The Democrats are not racist. When Joe Biden is a direct descendant of slave owners, we've seen footage of him when he was a segregationist, and he supported Strom Thurmond. And he was at he did the eulogy for Robert Byrd, a known confirmed KKK member.
But so was Harris. Trav. She's a descendant of slave owners too, and they had no problem with it.
Absolutely. People, you know what, Biggie? A lot of people don't know about the colonization that was done by the British in India, right? So you have a lot of Indians that have a white supremacist mentality. You know what I mean? They'll laugh and giggle with you at the corner store, you know what I'm saying, and go back and forth with you a little bit. But, you know, you have white supremacists that are not white. And we know that because we have a lot of that in our community. So what we're doing right now is we cleaning the house. It's time to have a purge. I don't mean a literal purge where we take lives, but we're going to dead some people. We may not dead them literally, but the way that we dead them is we cut them off. We give them no support. We don't allow them to come in our spaces. But I'm going to let somebody else pick it up. You know, I don't want to take up too much time on the panel.
Well, look, this is what we're going to do. I want everybody to be brief, speak their piece. So I'm gonna let C-Mac go first, and then you, Biggie and Trav, y'all decide who gonna close. But go ahead, C-Mac, because we got to get ready and close.
Already. Again, appreciate that, Red. Appreciate you letting me come up, Red. Salute to Big E, Trav, the chat. Much love to y'all. Happy holidays, everybody. I'll say this, man. Let's just start as a community. Maybe we need to just start with character. You know, because with your character, to be honest, is something that's your values. That's your foundation. That's something that you don't compromise for. And that's the thing that it seems like a lot of people in our community don't have. They don't have character. It's their values and their foundations and are easily compromised. They'll switch up for the dollar for anything. We'll sell each other out just to flex on somebody. You know what I mean? And we got to look to see what is our foundation, what is our values, what really holds dear to us. You know what I mean? And if it's your community, if it's the uplifting of your people, then hold that character, hold that. Don't let nothing change your values and your foundation on that. Don't let nothing compromise that, no matter what the dollar sign is. Because I mean, the whole thing is this. As someone said, I remember one time before on here, you can make it up to the top, but then when you get up there, it's just you, and you can maybe trying to fight for our community, but again, it's just you. So it's just one finger pointing at white supremacy. But what if we all came up there with you? Now it's a fist. Now it's two fists. Now it's 2 fists and 2 feet kicking and hitting at white supremacy. That will actually make the dent. So, I mean, the whole catch is, again, let's check our characters. You know what I mean? Let's make sure that hey, if we really down for our people, we looking for the uplifting of our people, don't let nothing compromise that. Peace and blessings to all y'all, and have a blessed day.
All right, shout out to you, C-Mac, man. Whichever one of you brothers want to go first, y'all.
All right, I'll go ahead and go second because I got to get ready to get up out of here my damn self. I think my man, his name was CD. Salute to him. You know, if it's not enough, if it's not enough for us that's raising hell about the fact that, you know, this guy did this, I'm talking about this should be nationwide outrage. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it get a little momentum, then all of a sudden it dies down. You know what I'm saying? All we need to be doing right now is pounding the concrete on how this immigration thing Trump is talking about is so important because, again, if they'd have let this guy out of jail, he'd have been able to go get drunk and do it again. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it really do need to be a lot more hell raising. I'm talking about if Sharpton show up, get him out the paint. Get out of here, nigga. We don't need you. If Ben Crump show up, get up out of here, nigga. We don't need none of you house Negroes around us. Y'all only about the dollar and the publicity, and you're going to disperse that energy. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, you know, a couple weeks, a month down the line, we be done forgot about that even happened. No, them guys need to get up out of here. All them kind of people need to be ran up out the paint. They already proven that they can't move the needle. They only get people money and they settle so they can line their pockets. That's it. Since we got all this momentum, we need to keep feet on neck. Let all these politicians know, like in Chicago, okay, nigga, Tom Homan gonna come put you in jail, nigga. We need to be showing up, pounding the concrete like that, especially locally. And, you know, I think we'll be able to move the needle. I mean, look at it. You got people who ain't even supposed to be here all up in Sacramento marching, trying to get rights that they didn't even have, that they don't have. So we're talking about while they're trying to get rights, we need to be out there pounding, and that them politicians like, nah, see, ain't none of them be being unalived at our hands. Look at what's happening in our communities because of these cats right here. So all this, we should be out there strengthening the case of, nah, y'all need to go. You know what I'm saying? Since we got the momentum, don't let up. And again, we need to be raising a little more hell about these issues. And it go back to what Trav said, we might could actually get that bill. But we can't relax, though. We still got plenty of work to do. I'm going to land with that. Y'all have a great day. Be careful. Drink water. Eat your veggies. Holla.
Man, salute. Good, great commentary, man. Salute.
Well, sure, go ahead and land, Trav.
For sure. I'm going to land this plane, for sure. Hey, y'all, I like what Big E said. We got to keep the momentum going. You know, this is a marathon. It's not a race. I'm going to repeat that. This is a marathon. It's not a race. It's not a sprint. So we do need to be vocal. Everyone in the chat, we need to be vocal as Black Americans about a hate crime bill, because we can make a case for a hate crime bill. That's long overdue. And like he said, we got the momentum. We need to be thinking about next term ahead of time. I talk about foresight a lot, y'all. Remember, we have to maintain and keep that foresight and see things before they actually happen, right? So we need to be thinking about next term, because the Democrats need to understand that we're not playing games. We need to stick it to them. Right now, you see we got them scrambling. And everyone here in this space and spaces like this, the grassroots, we contributed to this. The Democrats were long overdue for this, you know, so we stuck it to them. But like Big E said, you know, we can't let up. We got to keep our foot on the gas, pedal to the metal, and we have to maintain this momentum. We need to push for a hate crime bill. No matter how much people try to push back on reparations is becoming a more relevant topic. And foundational Black Americans, all of us, we need to be vocal about reparations and that hate crime bill, because they've tried to socially engineer us into a situation where we're vulnerable. I saw a brother in the chat said that he got into it with a trans Asian, right? Now, the Democrats made it to where that person will be federally protected. So if that brother was in the right and he had to have a fight with that trans Asian person, that put him at risk. That put him at risk. You know, that's a federal hate crime. I hear brothers who go to jail here in Wisconsin talk about it. Like, if you put your hands on one of them, it's a hate crime. I don't have anything against anyone. I don't have anything against them. But we can't allow these systems to make everyone else a protected group, and then you just leave Black Americans as they are, when we've endured the most oppression. We've endured the most hurtful and hateful legislation. There's a record there. You know, there's no debate about it. You know what I'm saying? So we got to fight for our hate crime bill, you know, because self-defense is the biggest thing. And I'm going to tell y'all, regardless of what laws they pass, self-preservation is law. That's the first law of nature, self-preservation. So when you guys go out there in the world, represent your people properly, show respect, carry yourself with some dignity, but don't you allow anyone to put their hands on you. Don't you allow anyone to undermine you. You know, this is who we are. We've always had to do things the unconventional way because the system is not with us. So stand on your 10, protect yourself. If you're not a felon, get a firearm. If you are a felon, they have other projectiles and different weapons you can get to protect yourself. You know, the laws aren't as strenuous as what they were. You know, but I want everyone to be protected, and I want you to be in a military mind frame. Enjoy life, but go through life like a soldier. You know, we can't be this silly group of people that want to party all the time. We can't give too much of our attention to these entertainers. We know they sellouts and coons, you know, but what we got right here in a space like this is we got real grassroots Black folks that really represent the interests of Black Americans. So we got to support this content, and not only this content, but other brothers who spitting real game. You know what I mean? Who's speaking the truth, and more so these sisters. You know, that small minority of sisters that don't drink that liberal Democrat Kool-Aid, that call out the truth. We need to support those platforms as well. So it's time to mobilize and organize, y'all, and we will be doing that down the line. But on that note, I'm going to land my plane and say salute to Red Supreme. I'm saying the hottest platform on YouTube. Fuck what you heard. And salute to the chat. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all. I appreciate your feedback. And let's just stay the course, y'all, and stay focused and watch these people closely and analyze their moves and adapt accordingly. Salute to everybody who came on the panel. Salute to Red Supreme and salute to the chat. Y'all take care, man.
All right, salute. Shout out to Trav. Shout out to Trav and everybody, man, that slid on through, man, that supported today's show. Shout out to Demond, Donald for the Cash App. Shout out to Stephen Myers for the PayPal. I appreciate you. You got somebody that sent the Cash App earlier that's asking for a refund, and tried to refund you, brother, but for some reason, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why you would send for something. I don't know why you would support a show and ask for a refund later. But anyway, we'll get you your refund, man. But you know, I think you're the first guy that actually done that. JG, who blocked JG, man? I don't know who blocked this brother right here, man. I don't know who would do that. But shout out to JG. Let me see what's up. You know what I mean? But you back in the comments right now, so you know. So I see you in the chat right now. You're not blocked. Let me see something. You know, you got one guy asking for a refund, and you got people talking about being blocked. I don't know. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Hold on 1 second, my brothers. I'm trying to see how I can unblock you real quick, brother. Because I definitely didn't block you, man. So he said I've been blocked since the summer. Who the hell did that? You know what? I gotta check my well, it's not letting me unblock you, man. Now, if you send something and you ask for a refund, then that means that I gotta block you. Because don't send something like you want to contribute to the show, then ask for a refund later. But I see what I can do for you, my brother. How you going? Yeah, you got somebody that supported. They asking for a refund, so I'm gonna see if I can get them that. It is what I know. It wasn't you, JG. It wasn't you, JG. I don't even know who blocked you from the show. I don't know why anybody would block you. So I think we got somebody. Listen, man, we got some ops in here, man, because I got a lot of people who get blocked that don't deserve to get blocked. And I know it's not my main people that be up here, man. I think it's somebody that got a wrench who you don't see in the chat no more. So I'm gonna have to remove some more wrenches from people who don't really deserve a wrench over here, man, because we're getting a lot of people. There's a lot of people who get blocked for no reason, and they say, "Red, somebody blocked me." And I'm thinking, like, who in the hell is doing this? It ain't Big E. It ain't Trav. It ain't none of my regulars that are doing this. So what I got to do is I got to look at people who got wrenches on my shoulder. People that got wrenches that you don't see show up. I believe some of these people may be blocking people on the back end. So if you're not a regular contributor, if you're not a regular supporter, I'm gonna have to remove some wrenches, man, because we got a problem over here, man, with a lot of people getting blocked that don't deserve to be blocked. So we're gonna fix that. We're most definitely gonna fix that. So anyway, man, peace, love, and blessings. Giving you game to keep you from stressing this Red Supreme. I got to get up out of here, man. I'm gone. Yeah, talking about a refund. You gonna support the show? You gonna ask for a refund?
Is that the guy with the $100?
Yeah. I don't know what it is, man, but that's crazy. Yeah, right. But anyway, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man. We're gonna see what we can do.